Good day and welcome once again to another episode of Schoolboy Rugby Bonanza, where we talk schoolboy rugby, and once again, schoolboy rugby. As always, joining me in the studio is, of course, the founder of Schoolboy Rugby, Mr. Louis van Kopenhagen. How are you today?
Good on you, Steve. It's always good to be here. It's good to be with you in the studio talking what we love, schoolboy rugby.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's been an incredible weekend once again. I know it's a cliche that we always say, but it's been incredible. And we're going to talk about the results of this weekend, some amazing, interesting results. So if you don't have your coffee yet, I suggest maybe pause this episode because you probably will see it on either Facebook or YouTube. Go get yourself a cup of coffee or maybe even a beer or wine and go tune in. Just make sure that the schoolboys don't join in with the beer and wine as they are still underage. But let's enjoy today's results. We're going to look at the results as well as the future game. But first of all, the future game, as you can see, was Randburg versus Linden. We're going to also have a look at that game. It's one of your most oldest derbies in Gauteng rugby. So we will look at that later. But let's have a look at the results of the other matches that has taken place this weekend.
So in no particular order, so first up, Paul Roos versus Paul Boys High, 28-22.
Now, if I can say something about that game, Louis, we know that the battle for the number one spot in South African school rugby is heating up. Three of your strongest contender right now is Paul Roos from Stellenbosch, Paul Gim, and then, of course, Stellenberg. Now, Paul Roos and Paul Gim are battling it out right now in first and second, with Stellenberg right in their heels. So this was a crucial match for Paul Roos to win against Paul Boys to stake their claim. And I've seen clips of that match. I think I've watched the final 10 to 20 minutes, and it was an incredible game to watch. And Paul Roos coming out victors against Paul Boys, who is, of course, last year they were ranked number one for a while in schoolboy rugby, and they are currently number 6. So incredible, crucial, important victory for Paul Roos.
Yeah. Then Paul Gim, 61, Weinberg, 14. Probably expected in a way.
Yeah, and a crucial victory, a convincing victory, but it was also a very crucial victory for Paul Gim because they are currently number 2. Now, some rankings say they're number 1 and Paul Roos number 2. We will check at the rankings that we've got, but it was really a crucial victory. It was important that not only that they win, but that they also win well. And then, of course, Stellenberg against Rondebosch, Louis, 33-26. We all know Rondebosch is also one of your historical schools in schoolboy rugby. And Stellenberg, that was a bitter, hard-fought game, and not an easy game to play against, not an easy team, Rondebosch, to play against. So at the end of the day, Stellenberg coming out victors, 33-26.
Yeah. Then Affis versus Kes. So Affis obviously victorious, but
Yeah.
Kes had home ground advantage. That was number 1. And in the first 10 minutes, Kes played like a team possessed. That hunger of trying to beat Affis for in how many years, or maybe even the first time, you could see the hunger in these boys. And from this game, both left wings of the two teams, and especially Kes, blonde hair, as soon as he got the ball, you could see there's trouble. And he scored an amazing try. In my opinion, he was man of the match by all means. If I remember correct, one of the Affis boys was named man of the match, but if it was me, I would have said the left wing of Kes. Phenomenal game. The passion was there. It was just amazing to watch. And Do not take anything away from Kes. They really brought the game to,
Yeah.
but purely because of Afi's depth, they got the upper hand, and their forwards, we know, really got the overhand on Kes on this day. So, but and in a phenomenal game from both sides. So very,
Yeah.
very good result.
Yeah,
Then,
I have to say, it's been a real good turnaround for Office this
yes.
the
Oh,
past
yes.
three games. After a very tough start of the season, they
Yes.
lost against Paul Ruiz. They also had suffered another defeat, and then they were really with the back. And I think the turning point for them came in the Villa Clara tournament against
Yes.
Paul Boys. They were down by about 3 points, 3 to 4 points in the final second of the game. And they absolutely broke the hearts of Paul Boys in the final dying second of the game, scoring
Yeah.
the winning try. And from there, it was a turnaround. They slipped at one stage from 16th position, and that victory absolutely changed the fortune. And they are
Yeah.
right back into the top 10, and they are right back into the top 5
Yeah.
of South Africa Schoolboy Rugby. And the past three games, I think the huge turnaround was of course, the Paul Boys game. And then they absolutely smashed Jeppy 78-10.
Yeah.
So credit to Afis. It takes a caliber team and a team of quality and iconic status to really turn the season around after tough defeats. And take nothing away, Afis have proven why they are consistently one of the top schools in South African rugby and one of the top schools in
And
world schools rugby. So all credit goes to the team, the coaching staff, as well as the management.
yeah. Then Bishops 37, Durbanville 36. So nothing in that game. Um,
Yeah, Devil was also one of your fairy tale teams the past few seasons. They're also just inside the top 20, and we all know how strong Bishop is and what an historic status Bishop's got in Western Cape rugby. So what a game that must have been. Nothing to choose between the two teams. And then the next game, Shame, Boland Landbou against Milton is one of those games. Boland Landbou, one of your top schools in Boland. But it's one of those games against Milton that the referee could have stopped that game with 10 minutes to play due to a technical knockout. 83-0, yeah, it's a huge defeat for Milton, unfortunately.
and then Sachs 19, Parel Fallet 5. Nothing much in that game, very low scoring game.
Yeah.
So then we come to not Noordside, the Noordval Cup.
The Vaal Trophy.
Yeah.
Ja, Noordval Cup. Ach ja, the Noordval Cup.
Now, Pretoria Derby, Garsfontein, Menlo Park, 52-20
Huge
to
derby.
Garsfontein. And they have shown once again why they are the current winners.
Absolutely. Yeah, fourth in South Africa. Menlo Park also needs no introduction. They're also a strong top 20 contender, but a strong, convincing team. And I think, Louis, if I can give my prediction, Garsfontein and Monument are doing all the play right now. And then
Yeah.
Waterkloof is also not far behind.
Yeah.
But between Garsfontein and Monument, it's going to be a fascinating Vaal Trophy Cup remaining fixtures of Division number 1.
Yeah.
And my prediction is I think it's going to be a Garsfontein Monument final.
Okay. All right. Do you think Garsfontein Monument? I have a different prediction on that one. I will probably either go Garsfontein Monument or
Yeah.
Garsfontein and the dark horse Waterkloof.
Yes, yeah, no, team. They need no introduction. It's going to be awesome. And then, of course, Help Mekaar has proven, that you can never write them off. They were in the finals against all odds. They were in the finals last year playing against Monument. So I know Help Mekaar's had a bit of a tough season so far, a tough day in the office so far, but you cannot write off Help Mekaar.
Yeah. So then Waterkloof 52, Middelburg High School
Menlo Park.
26. Yeah. Then Monument, 34. Helpmekaar, 26. You want to take us a bit through this game, Steve? I only saw the last few
Yes.
minutes.
Yeah, of course. That game was on while you were at the feature game,
Yes,
Randburg versus Linden.
yes.
And Monument was dominating most of the proceeding. They were comfortable. And as I said so many times, we all have to also realize the challenges that Helpmekaar faces. They're a private school. They don't necessarily have the depth that a school like Monument's got. Maybe I'm standing to be corrected. And that is why I always say that Helpmekaar is a strong top 20 contender in schoolboy rugby. But when it comes to depth and maybe bigger depth, they will always struggle against the top schools in schoolboy, the top 10 schools. It's always a kind of a 15-point to a 20-point gap. But what I can say about Helpmekaar and what they also show in this game is that they never give up. They play until that final whistle blow. At one stage, it was 34-19 with 10 minutes to go. They scored a try, 34-26. And then that final 9 seconds of the game, they were on the try line of Monument, desperate to score a try, and then Monument, by incredible defense, managed to hold them off.
Yeah.
And it could have so easily be 34-33. Yeah. So give nothing, take nothing away from Helpmekaar. They are a team that wants to play rugby. They never give up, and they've got incredible character. Yeah. So I really have to give it to the staff. And as I said, if there's two teams in Gauteng rugby that's got proud history, then it's Monument and Helpmekaar. Helpmekaar has won the Vaal Trophy, called it the Directors Trophy in the past. My dad played for Helpmekaar's first team in the 60s, 69. They've won it before, and we all know that Monument has won it many times. So both teams, it's almost like Springboks All Blacks. They've got proud history. They're a proud rugby school team in South Africa and Gauteng rugby. So it's always an amazing game when Monument plays against Helpmekaar.
Yeah. And I watched the last few minutes of Helpmekaar.
Yes.
Again, and out of all the games that I saw this weekend, the fullbacks and especially the wings, so call it your back three, and especially more your left wings were the standout players in most of the games. And Helpmekaar's fullback, phenomenal game, week in, week out. So, and as far as I recall, he is the captain of the first team as well. So, I mean, he carries huge responsibility on him. So, if he doesn't perform, the rest of the team is not going to perform.
Oh yes, yeah, and I hear you say, oh yes. Yeah, no, it's a good result for Monument. Helpmekaar's had a bit of a tough first 4 games. They lost the first 2 games. They followed up with victory in the third game, and now they've lost again. So they've suffered 3 defeats in 4 games now in the Vaal Trophy. So they desperately need to turn around their fortunes and their seasons if they want to be in with a chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah, and then
of course, then we come now to Division 2, ne?
Yeah, Division 2. So Oosmoed 28, Transvaalia 21. I think that should have been a very good game.
Oh, yes.
Then another fairy tale story of this year as well. Swartkop 62, Transvaalia 17.
Yeah, Swartkop is my team for the second division. I will say Swartkop must be the favorites to win Division 2.
Yes.
And I would love to see Swartkop go to Division 1. Of course, I would like to give a shout out. I'm not sure if he's still the headmaster of Swartkop. It's Mr. Strydom. He has been a legendary headmaster of Hoërskool Swartkop for so many years. I knew him from my competitive running days when I was sponsored by New Balance. And he's also an ex-runner, also ran Comrades, and he gave me all the time of the day. He even allowed me to use the track to do my track training, my speed training and so on. An amazing person that has installed so much character into the school and into the boys. And you can see now it's paying off. For Swartkop, they have moved up from a school that was just inside the top 70 to a school now that's ranked 29th in South Africa school rugby. So all credit to the history and to the headmaster and to all the teachers in the past that has really installed a lot of good structures inside Swartkopane.
Then the next one, RTS Middelburg, 21, Klerksdorp, 19. A very interesting result.
Yeah, that's yeah.
And also another fairy tale rugby story for 2026, Kempton Park. 50,
Yes.
Montana 36. As far as I recall, Kempton Park hasn't lost a game yet. So
Oh wow.
I'm really keeping my eye out for them, and I really hope they finish the season on a strong, strong note.
Maybe one of the viewers will know, but if I'm standing corrected, but I believe one of the schoolboys in Kempton Park has been selected to tour Italy. The founder of the Rassi Erasmus supporters group on Facebook, of which our podcasts always are shown, Tessigan Govender actually sent me a clip and showing, because he comes from Kempton Park, showing to me that there's one of the rugby players, one of the schoolboys have been selected to Italy. Of course, we will get a hold of his name and see if we can't get into the podcast.
Yes.
But that shows you that a lot of right things, a lot of good things are coming out of Kempton Park. So all credit to the coaching staff as well as the school and the staff of the school. Well done to Kempton Park.
Yes, definitely. Then Selborne 56, Port Rex 10, Queens.
Sure.
40.
Yeah, convincing victory once again.
Yes. Selborne has had a very up and down season, but it seems they're starting to get on the up. So that's good for them. It's good for Natal Rugby as well. So good for them. And Queen's College 40, Hudson Park 22. Not much in that game either. I think it was very well balanced. So a good result, a fair result, I would say. Then Dale College 59, Cambridge 7. As we've said in the past, Cambridge has not had the best of seasons. I feel very sorry for them. I just wish there's something.
Been a long season for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get those seasons, Louis. I played. I remember when I played for Swansbeek under 15, the 18, or the first team, under 15 first team. We had a tough season. We only managed to win 2 of our 11 games, and it's one of those seasons, that it becomes a real long season, especially if you're on the losing track.
Yeah.
So I think right now Cambridge are really experiencing a long season, and yeah, we can only hope that one game can turn around their fortunes, and it takes one game, to boost your self-confidence. So we can only hope that they will get that one game that everything goes right and they turn around a bit of confidence into the team.
Yeah. Then Outeniqua 59, Framesby 21. Outeniqua has also had a very good season up to so far. So that's good to see.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Also a strong top 10 performer, eh? They either 10th or just outside the top 10. So, yeah, they're also knocking on the door of the top 10.
Then Nigamalan 25, Marlow 25. So nothing in that game. So then Grey High 42, St Andrews 22.
Yeah, Grey High is of course your number 1 team in the Eastern Cape. They are battling out against Graham College for the number 1 place. Then it's Graham College that's just ahead of Grey High. Then it's Grey High. I think Graham College hasn't lost a single game so far this season. I might be wrong, but I haven't seen them. Grey High is currently number 1 in Eastern Cape. They ranked 25th in South Africa schoolboy rugby. And Graham College is ranked 27th. So nothing to choose between those two teams. So it's always interesting to see the results between Grey High and Graham College as the season goes along.
And then Kingswood versus Port Rex. So remember this game, or the Selborne Port Rex game, was cancelled the previous week. So they played on the Monday, and then they played again on Saturday. So now they are back on track. No outstanding games. So very good. Kingswood 66, Port Rex 7. Then Brandwag 31 and Westering 10. So that's also an interesting result.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, I'm very happy I wasn't at this game. Jim Fouchier 23, Diamantveld 22.
Yeah, Diamantveld is, of course, Kimberley of Kirkland West's number 1 school team. They were also the host of the Villa Claver tournament.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. And then, now this game, Voortrekker 26, Witteberg 21. Now, the prop from Witteberg was named man of the match. And Steve, right at the very end, even after the final whistle went in extra time, Witteberg was camping on Voortrekker's goal line. The ball came out and they knocked the ball. I was like, oh no, this would have been such a good result. In my opinion, either Witteberg, if they won, or if it was a draw, it would have been a much more fair result, in my opinion. But do not take anything away from Voortrekker. It was such a beautiful game. And the prop from Witteberg, Steve, he was like a loose forward. He was everywhere. I mean, that you can see this massive, colossal boy moving like a loose forward. That was amazing to see. So well done and well deserved for being man of the match as well. And then welcome.
Look at the contrast between the 4 games, Louis. The first two games is a close, heavily fought out, and then the last 2 games, cricket scores, Louis.
Yes, I was about to say that, Steve. I mean, look at that. Welkom 85, Grootveld 7, and then Abington 50, Duineveld 10. Now, Duineveld also has been struggling this season. It just seems they can't get out of the starting blocks. But again, as you said, it's just maybe one of those seasons where everything probably must go wrong in order to build for next year.
True.
So, yeah, very, very, very interesting. And then, right. Now, this is an interesting result. Ben Foster, 60. Alderain, 7.
Yeah, ouch. Yeah, no, that's a huge defeat. And of course, Alderain is also not a bad team. They also ranked inside the top 100. They play in the 4th division of the Vault Trophy Cup. And we have to understand, there's many divisions in Gauteng rugby, and just to make the Vault Trophy, whether in the 1st or the 2nd or the 3rd or 4th division, is a huge achievement. There's a lot of schools that can't say that. I mean, Hoërskool Randburg and Linden is not inside in the Vault Trophy. There's about 50 to 60 to 100 schools that doesn't. So to be there is a huge achievement. But that was a bit of a heavy defeat. against Ben Foster, 69-7. So it must have, I haven't watched that game, but it must have been a long, long day in the office for Alderaan.
Yeah. And then the Potch derby, Potch Volkschool versus Potchefstroom, 34-26.
Yeah.
Heidelberg Volkschool, 34, Maree 19. That's also a very interesting result.
Yeah.
Now, look at this. Northwood 30, Jeppe 6.
Yeah, Northwood also a team that's knocking on the in the top 20, knocking on the door of the top 10. And we of course know that Jeppe, they were last year in the top inside the top 10. But
Yes,
they're having a bit of a tough season at this stage. Jeppe
yes,
College, they suffered a couple of heavy defeats so far. I think this is the third defeat in a row for Jeppe College.
yeah,
So clearly there's a bit of problems inside the camp. So a lot of work for JP to turn their season around.
yeah,
This is especially after 3 heavy defeats now in
yeah,
3 weeks.
yeah. Then Westville 50, Glenwood 3, St. David's
Yeah,
23, Clifton 17. Also a very interesting result. And now look at this one. Now, in all honesty, I'm very happy that St. John's College actually was on the winning side for a change, because they've also had a
yeah,
tough season so far. Um,
yeah,
was high 12. And now we come to the next game. Now, I watched this game as well, Steve. Um, your, your high pace and both teams, really. Again, out of these two teams, and especially from St. Stithian's side, the left wing. If I'm not mistaken, he scored 2 tries. The fullback scored a
yeah,
beautiful try as well. And then Parkdown, the number 7. I can't remember his name now, but he was, in my opinion, man of the match. He
yeah,
was everywhere. Tackle, scrum, taking the ball up, just being all over, turnarounds, you name it. And I think purely of his match performance, that is what gave Parktown the edge for this game. But do not take anything away from St. Stithians. It was a phenomenal game. I sat here, heart is pounding, and I'm like, okay, I don't know
yeah.
who I wanted to win, but what an entertaining game at the end of the day. And well done to both teams. Well done to both teams.
Yes, yeah.
Now we come to
All right,
the
Louis, you've been there with your crew, so take it
yes.
away. Tell us how was the day?
Wow. Steve, again, we were blessed with a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful winter's day. As the day went on, um, it became warmer. And what they did, they kitted out the whole pavilion. The one side was
Yes,
Randburg's colors, the other side was in Linden's colors. And as we got there and they looked at us, I'm like, you guys are not part of the school. This is only for school kids. So they chased us away to go and sit somewhere else. They blocked off the whole
yeah,
field so you couldn't get onto the field. But what was very interesting, that when they welcomed everyone, it was after the second team who played first, when they
yes,
finished, they announced and welcomed everyone, and then they asked, and this is something I found very interesting, and it made sense. They asked that do not say anything towards the ref. Let him blow the game. If you're not happy, please keep it to yourself. And to me, I think that was actually very good. If it was well received, that's debatable. But what a phenomenal day. Everything ran smoothly. Everyone was super. Parking wasn't a problem. They had shuttle buses to and from the Ferndale on Republic, so easy access in and out. So very, very well organized. So well done. And then we'll start from the bottom. The under 14s, Randburg 120-0. The under 15s of Randburg has had a very tough season up to now. They haven't won many of their games, and as you can see, the result 22-12 to Linden. The under 16s, 33-13. Now, do not take anything away from this game. This was a highly entertaining, very high-paced game. Unfortunately, in this game, there were 3 injuries, 2 from Linden's side, 1 from Randburg. So we wish the players a speedy recovery and hope it's not too serious. And then the second team, what an entertaining game this was. 24-17 to Randburg, but what an entertaining game. And then, after the under 16s played, we know that it's the time or game time for the first team, but there was a break for a few minutes, and we were like, what's going on here? And the next moment, that whole pavilion, all the school kids down to the field. Steve, this is one of the longest tunnels I have seen in a long time for both teams. And this really got my heart going to see that it's still there. And you just see the first team run like a snake getting onto the field. And what a phenomenal game. Randburg was basically back to full strength. They really, really played well. The outside center and the right wing of Randburg, both of them scored tries, beautiful tries. And do not take anything away from Linden. They played with heart. And actually, all their tries were where they saw a gap and they took the gap and they scored. And what we realized from all these games, from the under 14 right through to the first team, there wasn't much kicking. And I think purely because it's not a league game, it's just a proper Randburg derby. So they want the points, they want the scores, they want the tries. They did not worry about league points. And I think this was one of the reasons why we didn't see much kicking during this game. So that was phenomenal to see. That was really, really good.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so well done on Randburg for hosting almost a perfect day. It was really.
I was at the Linden versus Randburg last year when it was held at Linden School.
Yes.
Same thing. It was absolutely packed. The stadiums, the pavilion was also reserved for the schoolboys. So you really had to squeeze in along the field or behind the goalpost. But it was an amazing experience, and it was the same thing. Randburg dominated proceedings. I think it was only the under 14s last year that lost. I will check it again, but it was only the one defeat for Randburg, and they also ran away victors. So right now, Randburg are pretty much dominating the derby against Linden. For a couple of years, I remember in '98 it was the same thing. We also won the derby when we were in school. of
Yes,
course.
and remember, I was the mascot. I will never forget that game because every time we scored a try or a conversion, we had to do the push-ups. And
Yeah,
we won that game 53-3. And I will never forget this. One of the players of the first team came up to me and he was like, "Did you count how many push-ups you did today?" I'm like, "No, I lost count." So, yeah, it's just phenomenal to see these derbies that just the passion, and also
yeah,
besides that, it's a derby, but what it does, it brings the community together. And that
absolutely, yeah,
absolutely outstanding.
absolutely, absolutely.
Aha.
Right, let's have a look at the rankings.
Now we
I
come
will I
to
will take us through the
Steve.
rankings.
Take it away. Take it
Absolutely,
away.
absolutely. As I said, it's a huge battle for the number one between Paul Gim and Paul Roos. Paul Gim is now at the stage in the top position, especially after their convincing victory against Randburg 61-14. And now the Randburg what was Weinberg.
Mm.
Paul Roos, of course, they had a good victory against 28-22 against Paul Boys. And then Stellenberg, they played against Randburg. They won 3-3-26. They now have dropped from number one to number three. Look at Garsfontein. Garsfontein, number four.
Yeah.
They've been absolutely at this stage. They haven't lost a game yet in the World Trophy, as far as I know. They are in fourth. I would love to see what's going to happen when they take on Monument. I'm not quite sure. I might be wrong. Maybe they have, but I think it's going to be between Garsfontein and Monument for the World Trophy in the final. They're at fourth. Office back at number five.
Yeah.
At one stage they were 16th, but they are back in the top five. They've had a couple of good victories the past 3-4 weeks. Great College is in sixth position. Paul Boys High, seventh. It's been a bit of an up and down season for Paul Boys High. They've slipped all the way from second position last year to seventh. Oakdale College, of course, is a regular top 10 finisher. They finished also sixth last year. They're now currently in eighth. Monument, great to see them in the top 10. They're also Gauteng's number one team. They're in ninth. Hilton College, also last year in the top 10. At this stage, also proving why they are Natal's number one school in 10th. Waterkloof needs no introduction. They're also one of the top schools in blue ball rugby. They're in 11th, always knocking in the top 10. Of course, we said Outeniqua is also a team that's always knocking in the top 10. They were 10th last week. They now have slipped 12th. They're just outside. Maritzburg College 13th. Northwood and Durban High finishing off the top 15. You come to Westville. It's also a strong Natal school. They're in 16th. A school that always knocks to be in the lower half of the top 10. Michael House will also have 10th in South Africa about a couple of weeks back. They're now in 17th. Jeppe, we said last year they were inside top 10. They've slipped to 18th. They've had a couple of bad weeks, tough days in the office. And I think the match against Office has spoiled a bit the season for them. Help McCar, 17th last year, finalists in the North World Trophy. They're now 19th. RTS Drosti, 20th. And then we get to the remaining position in the top 50. Kearsley College, a strong, traditional, historic school in Natal Rugby, 21st. Randburg, also one of your historical schools in the West Cape, 20th. Weinberg, 23rd. Durbanville, as I said, last weekend, 20th. They now slipped a bit, but not too far. They're still in the top 25, 24th. Grey High, the number one school in Eastern Cape, in 25th. Menlo Park, of course, also a school that's knocking on the doors to claim a claim inside the top 20. They're now 26. Graham College are having a huge titanic battle for the number one spot in Eastern Cape Rugby. They're now 27th. The fairy tale team of 2026, Swartkop, has now moved up from 29th to 28th. Outstanding. I can't talk too much enough about them. Noordheuwels, also a strong top 50 performer in 29th. And then finishing off the top 50 is SACS, one of your strong traditional schools in Western Cape.
Right.
And then there's a couple of schools that need some mentions like Boland, Dale, Diamantveld, Parelvallei, Kingswood, Middelburg, Nelspruit, Kempton Park, Queen's College, Selborne, Bishops, Nico Milan, St. John's, all top schools. And I said the gap in South African schoolboy rugby is getting closer and closer and smaller as we speak.
Oh, yes, definitely. So, no, very good, very healthy schoolboy rugby system that we do have. I am very excited for the rest of this season. I can't wait to see what the rest of the season is going to bring for us. So now, all right. So Steve, now this is something I think we just need to get it out there to make the viewers and the participants on the different platforms aware of what we are trying to do. Let's put it this way. By no means that it's predicted SA Schools team. It is purely on what we see and how we feel as you and me and the rest of the team are here to promote schoolboy rugby as a whole.
So, yeah, just to quickly explain, because we're running out of time, so I'm just quickly going to go through. As we said, this is not a predicted SA school team. This is literally a reflection of the players that we have seen. We, myself and Louis, we look at a heck of a lot of schoolboy games during the week, and then we select a team based on what we've seen of. That's why we say it's the Global Schoolboy Rugby Bonanza team, based on what we've seen of standout players that has really impressed us. And now we've received a lot of flack and criticism from people asking, but where is Gasfontein? Where is Paul Boy's team? Why is there so little players from Great College? By no means is this a school teams, and we would love to include every player. This is just a reflection of what we see of top players or school players that has performed in the games that we've watched. That's why the rules of what we are doing is we want to encourage everyone to select your team based on what you've seen of players that has stand out, so that we can promote schoolboy rugby. So if you have been attending Swanswyk against Simonstown, by all means, select him in your team if they have stand out, so that we can promote schoolboy rugby and give special mention and really, really reward players that has stood out and that has really, really performed in this week. So this is basically our team of the players that we have seen and the schools that we have seen. So please, we would like to encourage you, instead of criticizing, instead of getting all aggro about it, send your team that we can see what your team is, so that we can also enjoy it with you. We are open for debate. We are open for constructive criticism. But let us keep the comments clean. Let us not stoop down to insults. And let us, instead of criticizing and insulting, send your team, so that we can see what your team is and who you think deserve to be mentioned inside.
Definitely.
Right. We are out of time. So as we return to the big screen, it has been an incredible weekend once again of schoolboy rugby. I would like to thank each and everyone to our community. It is amazing, Louis, the growth. We are now over 1,400 members. It's absolutely incredible. 2 months back, we were still at 400 people. A little less than 2 months. We have grown to 1,400, and we are growing. Members from all over the world that has joined us. I would like to thank each and every one of you. It's amazing. And schoolboy rugby, global school rugby, is growing from strength to strength, not just in South Africa, but also in the world. So I would like to say thank you to each and every one of you and each and everyone that has joined us. If you haven't joined us yet, please join our Facebook group, Global School Rugby Bonanza, or our YouTube channel that is also starting to pick up, Global School Rugby Bonanza. Then we've got various other platform. I think it's now at Global Schoolboy Bonanza on WhatsApp. We've got a WhatsApp channel. We're also on Instagram, and then we're also on TikTok. So if you haven't joined any of our platforms, please join our platforms and become part of the Schoolboy Maniacs, the Schoolboy Bonanza Maniacs throughout the world. Also, we would like to thank our team, our crew that works effortlessly behind the scenes to make this possible. A special word of thanks to our co-leader, Elaine, from Ireland, that is really working effortlessly behind the scenes to promote school rugby in Ireland, and also to make the people in Ireland aware of Global School Rugby Bonanza, and to also see if we can't get a couple of interviews from the Irish school. That would be amazing if we can get some interviews from the Irish schools. So thank you so much to Elaine. That's also does a heck of a lot on the Facebook group, always helping, welcoming the members. She is a huge asset to the team. So thank you so much to Elaine. Also to our journalist, the legend Arno. He's not only involved in the interviews on the episodes, he's also involved heavily in our online magazine. If you haven't seen our magazine yet, we've got a link. You can join our link. It's always on the featured section of our Facebook group, as well as all the episodes of the podcast. We're already on episode 28. Can you believe it?
Oh, wow.
So thank you so much to Arno for his work. Of course, we would like to thank Louis' beloved wife, Sarah, for her work, helping with the magazine and the layout of the magazine. Thank you so much to Sarah from Copenhagen. And then, of course, to our legends, that's at every single featured game almost. The cameraman, also one of the leaders on our Facebook group, Brian Dudley, is the moderator there. And what an amazing cameraman. He's always at the games. And then also to our scout and presenter, the madman, Mr. Von, of course. I love his energy. He's always there. He's also one of our scouts. So thank you so much to Von. And then to each and every one of you that is part of our top members, I would like to give a special shout out today to Mr. Sports Fanatics. Thank you so much for your inputs and your advice that you've given us. It is really highly appreciated. And I would like to thank each and everyone. And then, of course, I would like to thank the founder of our group, Mr. Louis from Copenhagen. Thank you so much, Louis.
Yeah, no, Steve, you are welcome. It is just a privilege to walk this journey with you, with the rest of the crew, and especially with all our members that understand who and what we are and why we are. And that's always the question that needs to be answered, why? And
absolutely,
from the bottom of my heart, yes, we absolutely love all the people. We love their input. And yes, walk this journey with us. And there's many more things to come in the future. So yeah, let's just have fun, promote schoolboy rugby. At the end of the day, it's not us, it's schoolboy rugby.
Absolutely. We've gone a bit over our time, so apologies for that. But thank you so much once again for tuning in. May schoolboy rugby grow from, not just schoolboy rugby, but may global school rugby grow from strength to strength, so that the future of rugby can stay intact and rugby can continue to be one of the leading sport codes in the world. Thank you once again from our side. Until next time on Wednesday, where we will look at the next games of the weekend. From our side, it's goodbye.